Rogers is an autistic boy. He's 15 years old. He's been missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. And everybody has been looking for him. Everybody. He is 5 foot 5 inches tall. He weighs 120 pounds. Sandy blonde hair, and he wears glasses. And again, there is no footprint of him whatsoever.
You think back, and there might have been a reason he was possibly upset, or something outside that could have enticed him to go outside. Was there anything that came to mind?
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out. That morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood. He was behaving.
This boy, I've done told y'all, reminds me of my son that had autism, that is my third son. And he disappeared right down the road from part of where my family lives. And I take all of these cases serious. I am not playing about anything right now.
The original thinking was that Sebastian Rogers left home on his own, but the fact that he disappeared without a trace now has authorities looking into the very real possibility of foul play.
I'm not trying to accuse them of anything. I'm trying to tell you how suspicious they are now becoming.
Everywhere you go, you can hear the laughter. Little kids playing, chasing after. Innocence shines bright like a built-in light. With their giggles and smiles, everything feels right. Oh, the joy of little children filling up the air. Their happiness, contagious, nothing can compare. Just watch them run and play, carefree and wild. Oh, the joy of little children.
Your theory.
I think it's possible that someone has my son. I think it's possible that someone has my son. I think it's possible that someone has my son.
Well, hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome in. Thank you for being here, everybody. I appreciate it. Hey, Chuchi. Hello. Welcome in. H. Davis. Hi. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well tonight. Hello. We got Janice. Beautiful Janice is here. We got Michelle. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Gypsy Girl. Hello. Let's see who else we got. We got Mama. Sorry, Mama. Love you much. Daffy Dog. Hello. Tina Davis. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. We got Funny Face Brenda tonight. Good to see you again, Funny Face. Hello. Brandy Smith. Hello. Good to see you. Everybody's welcome. Thank you for being here. Reptile. Hello. Yep, where is Sebastian? Somebody knows. I agree with that. Somebody knows. Where is Sebastian? That is the question. That is the question that needs to be answered here. Where is he? Boy, I sure would like to know. That's a fact. I would give anything if we knew where Sebastian was. If we could say, hey, if we could be reporting on he's been found. You know, hey, Terry Parker. Hello. Welcome in. Yeah, just can't figure it out. But somebody out there knows. Somebody out there is being very quiet. This title is A Mother's Silence or a mother's secret. Y'all like that title? Yeah, a mother's silence or a mother's secret. October 21st, 2025. I thought we would go over some of Katie's things. There's not very much of Katie's out there, in my opinion. What we could find, a lot of it, Chris, is speaking for her. She had somebody from day one speaking for her, even when they allegedly was not there, right? Her interviews are very few and far between. But, I had to give her due diligence too. I did. So we're going to go over some things with her tonight. Why not? Why not? After all, she was the last one with her son. Remember, Katie? Not the boy. Sebastian. Who named him that again? Is that what Seth gave him? Is that why you call him the boy and Bubba and everything but his name? Just asking. Just a question. I mean, say his name. Say his name. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. It just rolls off your tongue. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Sure does. A mother's silence or a mother's secret? Interesting. I came up with that all by myself. How about that? I can do some things right. Just saying. Anyway, I just thought I'd give Katie her due diligence tonight. Hey, green-eyed gal. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. So, well, let me just start out with anybody who don't know. I don't know where you've been, but if you don't know, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is missing, and he's missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee, which is in Sumner County, just right there by hop, skip, and a jump. Put your leg over from Nashville. And he's now 16, but he was 15 when he became missing. He was last seen on camera at Texas Roadhouse with his mother, Katie Lynn Proudfoot. And she said in her own words, not my words, not any other YouTuber's words, not any news person's words, not the police's words, not anybody's words but Katie's, that she was home alone allegedly in her Stafford courthouse. And that allegedly she was by herself, home alone with Sebastian. He's a white male, brown hair, brown eyes, was described as 5'5", 120 pounds, and he wore black framed glasses. And they said he was barefoot and had on all black. Allegedly. But I say again, if you didn't see him, how would you know? But okay, that's what's reported on the flyers, so that's how we're going to report it. And if you remember something, if you seen him, if you think you saw him, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND or Sumner County Sheriff's Office at 615-451-3535. That would be greatly appreciated, because he's been gone since February 25th, 2025. Okay. So we all know, in my opinion, Katie Proudfoot was the last person known to see him on camera, her missing son, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And we all know that she was the only one out of her own mouth, again, her words, again, not mine, to see him in the house that night, February 25th, 2024, before she told him to go to bed, allegedly. And she swears nobody else was there, which is good for Chris, actually. Do we believe that? Did I say that? But that's what she swears to, and that's her story, and she is sticking to that, right? So true or not, that's what we have to go by. And she said it. She told the police that. She told the world that. She told everybody that. And to this day, even though she's not saying much, that is her story, and she is sticking to it. But there are some doubts. There are some doubts about the who, what, when, where, who knows, who knew, who should have known, all the things in question. Everything is in question, honestly. If there's anyone she's protecting, is anyone protecting her besides herself? Or trying to desperately, in my opinion, hold on to something or someone, in my opinion. Hey, Justin. Hello, love. Hello. I can't believe this either. I don't believe either of them. I really don't. It's just been too long. It's crazy. You found me? I think I was on a different, I don't even know what I was on, to be honest with you, lady. Lady for Justice, I don't know. Lord have mercy, I don't know. But is it because she don't want to go back? And this is Smiley's word. I said it way back when, and I'm going to say it again. Is it because she don't want to go back from riches to the gutter? And when I say that, don't get me wrong, people, because I'm going to clarify that now. When I say that, I'm not meaning she was in the gutter with Seth. That's not what I'm meaning. So don't get it twisted, people, okay? It's kind of like a Cinderella story. She don't want to go back in the gutter. She don't want that clock to strike midnight. Is it that kind of thing? Katie's always, in my opinion, been in the gutter style life. Just saying. I'm just saying. But that's for another time, another place, another live. Okay? But is she also going by one of Candace's playbook? I know she served in the Navy and all that, and I've said thank you for that. I mean, anybody that does that, thank you. We appreciate you. We see you. I'm not so sure she might hold a candle to Candace. I mean, how are you going to... Because, see, Candace did say, I hate to say it, but I think I have to set Summer aside. But at least she waited a while, right? Not that it makes it any better. Hey, everybody coming in, Susan, everybody. Katie just gets right down and dirty and digs right in. And she absolutely does set Sebastian aside. In my opinion, of course, allegedly. How about that? At all cost. Everything at all cost. Just set your son aside and your only child and go on about your merry little business. You can hold your husband's hand to work back and forth. He's not to. Just saying. Or are you scared he'll, again, get you? Your clock might strike midnight. Just saying. Thank you, Hobo's mom. Good to see you. Good to see you, everybody. Why would a mother not try to muster up, not even bust a damn grape? I used to hate that term. Why would she not even bust a grape at all to scream her child's name, to go out and search for her child? In my opinion, of course. I mean, she couldn't even fake search for him 5 minutes. Why? She couldn't even fake properly. There are cameras, you know, that caught her on camera with her windows rolled up. But she says she was so hysterical. So hysterical. She jumped in the car and was screaming, Sebastian, Sebastian. I've yet to hear her use his name, but maybe she has. But why? Why? That's my question. Why? You carried him for 9 months. Why? I have been going back, y'all, hours up on hours and looking and listening. And I don't even hit half of the interviews that I found with either both of them in it or that I did with Seth that we did the 7 and 8 hour live with Katie. They're not out there. They're just not out there. In my opinion, she's wasted time. She's wasted platforms as a mother. Now, if that's what Chris wants to do, that's Chris, honey. That's him. No sweat. Thank you so much, Hobo's mom. Hobo's mom gifted Smiley Squad membership. If whoever got that, I can't see it. Whoever got that, please thank Hobo's mom. That was so sweet. And look at your baby. Look at your baby, Hobo's mom. So gorgeous. So gorgeous. See, I love the animals as much as I do the kids. Everything that's living and breathing is precious. Why was so much time wasted? Wasted. When you went to court suing people or trying to get people in trouble, you just walk right past reporters. They could have got you on news, local news stations. You could have said, can we? Hell, you could have been like Megan Boswell and said, even if you were faking it, and got yourself on the news 5 minutes. You don't want that. You didn't want that. You know what that tells me? You know what that tells me? That tells me in my interview when I asked both of you, off the top of my head, was Sebastian a burden to you? And you let Chris answer that. Was Sebastian a burden? Like he had to think about that for a minute. Katie, I would have cussed somebody out if somebody would have asked me that. Even myself, I would have cussed somebody out if my child was missing and somebody asked me that. But it seems to me that everything about Sebastian and looking back on everything was a burden to you, his mother. I know you're watching this or you're going to be watching this. And I'm speaking directly to you. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Again, we all know was with her last. The only, she says, the only one with him. And it's on camera from the restaurant. But she says, Because is she trying to give Chris an alibi? I don't know. That's her personal problem, not ours. That's for her and law enforcement to sort out and Chris to sort out. I'll bring it out, but it's not really a Smiley problem. It's not really y'all's problem, but we gonna talk about it. Honestly. But she set her own self up for failure right there. And she allowed him to do it. And I said it many, many times. On that night of February 25th, 2024, before she told him, she said to go to bed. Of course, that's changed several times too. She said nobody was there but her. And no matter what, whether that was true or not, she said it. She told the police that and the world that. I don't know what's true and what's not true. She holds the key to that. She does. There are doubts. Doubts about everything. Doubts about everything. I don't know how she can go on knowing the things that did happen that night. But I guess it's easy for her because, again, she left there early on and went out of town. Why does it matter? It matters. It all matters. Hold on, y'all. Y'all gonna hear my dog going crazy. Hold on. But it all matters. Hold on. Let me go get them from the door. Hold on. Okay, I don't know if they'll be quiet or not because there is another dog out there. But anyway. But yeah, why does it matter? It all matters. It all matters. At least in my opinion. It does in my opinion. If it has to do with Sebastian or Sebastian going missing, it matters and it should matter to everybody. You know, and that could lead to the who, when, what, where, or why. But the question is, why is she so silent? Why is she letting somebody that was not even there speak for her? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Look, a missing child matters. Every time somebody gets quiet and don't say anything about their missing child, that looks like a problem. It gets a little bit suspicious, if you ask me. And it needs to be questioned, honestly. Sebastian is the one who matters. Nobody else, not you, not me, not them. Sorry, their feelings are hurt. Sorry. But Sebastian is the one that matters. It don't matter what anybody says. That shouldn't matter to them or to her. That's his mother. She should be out here screaming at the rooftops, right? But she's not. And I'm not here to accuse. It may sound like it. It may sound like it. It pisses me off and it makes me mad. Makes me mad. I don't understand any parents like this. I don't. That can't fight for their children, who can't stand up for their children. It makes me mad. I get angry. But everybody is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. We do need to remember that. She even had her phone number changed, though. Who does that? And then leaves the house within a few days after. She even said that on Nancy Grace. I mean, Chris didn't need help going to work. And since when is the last time your work allows you to go back at your wife? Is it wife day? Take your wife to work day or something? I mean, come on. There's a boy, as she calls him, out there, and his name is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, and he's still missing. And his story feels quieter now more than ever. And it should never be quiet. Not especially by his mother. And that's the truth. And I'll be fair, because I think Smiley's fair, whether y'all think Smiley's fair or not. Smiley can go off the deep end sometimes, but I'm going to be fair. Again, I think I always am. But I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I think, to be fair, sometimes a mother's silence can mean pain. A mother's silence can mean fear. Maybe fear for herself in this case. But anyway, I think sometimes silence just leaves too many unanswered questions, to be honest with you. That's about as fair as I'm going to get in this case. In this case alone, though, she is his mother. She started out with lies. She started out not facing the law, not with any accountability whatsoever to anyone when it come to Sebastian, and never taken any accountability for anything when it come to her son, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Not to his father, not to anyone. She did not face the law. She did not call the law and report him missing, her own child. See, that's a problem. She started out with the lies. She had someone who allegedly, her husband, we know, Katie, her husband, Sebastian's stepfather, we know, we got that memo. We hear you even in your silence. We got that memo. But she got him, someone who was allegedly not there, who allegedly had not been there in weeks, with an S, to do all the talking. I guess he was the invisible man, or the fly on the wall. He knew every breath. He knew every bite everybody took. He knew what everybody wore. He knew what time. He knew what fart come out. He knew whose fart it was. But what he don't know, and what he won't say, and what he won't answer, is what happened to his stepson. what happened to his stepson, right? Okay. Why is that? When Sebastian went missing from his home February 25th, 2024, he was reported missing February 26, 2024 from Hendersonville, Sumner County, Tennessee. Again, he was 15. He was reported missing by his mother because she said she went to wake him up for school, and he just was not there. She said he was barefoot. Well, in hell, of course he would be barefoot if he was in the bed asleep, right? Just asking, Katie. See, I think this entire setup was premeditated. I've always said the only thing that would be bad if he was not alive and it was premeditated. Now, that would be some bullshit right there. But he wasn't even reported by his mom. He was reported by his stepfather, Christopher Proudfoot, who allegedly was in Memphis, Tennessee, 2.5 to 3 hours away at the time. As Chris stated, depending on traffic, he has it down doorstep to doorstep. Just saying. Despite many searches by local law enforcement and confirmed sightings, nothing has been verified. Nothing. Nothing can't be proven. There's no Sebastian. None whatsoever. We done heard Chris say this was going to be a case that will be studied for years to come. Mom, we going to listen to some things Mom said. How about that? We just going to listen to some things Mom said. There's not much out there, but we going to listen. How about that? So y'all hit them thumbs up, prop your feet up, and let's go. How about that? Oh, and as y'all know, they might not be in order, but that's okay. Y'all gonna get it, honey. Just hold on.
The last time I saw my son was when he went to bed.
Tonight marks 1 year since Sebastian Rogers disappeared from his home near Beach High School in Sumner County. He's 16 now, but there are still no confirmed sightings or leads in the case.
Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino sat down with Rogers' mother, Katie Proudfoot, and the search for her son and the ongoing public scrutiny surrounding this investigation.
Green tea.
A voice and an exuberant smile that have been missing for a year that Sebastian Rogers has gone without his favorite things.
Cats are the number one. He loves animals, almost all animals.
Animals, video games, books, and any chance in the pool.
He loves water. He swims like a fish.
Sebastian also missed his birthday.
December 7th. He turned 16, and he should be home for that.
But Sebastian, who has autism, hasn't been home since February of last year. After dinner at the Texas Roadhouse on the 25th, Katie says she and her son went home.
Did anything happen the night he went missing that was like cause him to run away? Was he punished in any way? An argument? Just a normal night?
It was a normal night. It was a calm night.
that turned tumultuous by the next morning.
When I went in his room and he wasn't there. He wasn't in his bed.
Katie says she frantically searched the house and drove around the neighborhood at 6:30 a.m. until she and Sebastian's stepfather, who says he was away for work at the time, called police.
We need you to search your properties every day.
But an Amber Alert and an extensive week-long search didn't yield one significant lead or even a glimpse of the boy on any doorbell cam video. Days later, investigators combed through a landfill 2 hours away, still saying they had found nothing.
There is no evidence to support foul play is involved in the disappearance of Sebastian.
But at this point, you don't rule it out?
We're not ruling anything out.
For the next year, any activity involving Sebastian's case would fuel droves of online followers and even a restraining order against one YouTuber.
There were quite a bit of people that were, sending some very threatening and hateful messages to us.
What would you say to those people?
Just stop.
Fox 17 News sent the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, the lead agency in the investigation, a list of questions in anticipation of this story.
I mean, you got all the time in the world to do that. You got all the time in the world, Katie, to do that. Now look, I ain't taking care of nobody. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And I don't see where nobody did no wrong. But I'm just saying, y'all all wanted to gang up and do some type of gangbang bullshit and waste all of this money. I don't care if it was mommy's money or whose money it was in a court of law. Waste all these resources and all this time. I just want to know why. Now, the word on the street, and y'all can take it with a grain of salt, because I don't, again, what I tell y'all yesterday, if you had your phone number changed, if you have, so be it. That's you. But that's the only number Sebastian knew. And besides that, he would want his mommy, Katie. We all do. I sure wish I could bring mom back for 5 minutes. You know how many times I told my mom about y'all? We won't even go there, honey. We won't even go there. But I tell you what, why was you wasting time and money with this when you could have simply been doing more to speak out for your son? That's what I want to know. And now you're ringing his father through other people, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, through the ringer. I'm just asking, honey. I'm just asking, Katie May. Just asking. I hope one day this is all worth it to you.
Including asking if there are any new leads, what kind of evidence detectives have vetted, and if investigators still believe there is no indication of foul play. Sheriff Eric Craddock responded in an email saying, "This is an active and ongoing investigation. We continue to work with our state and federal partners. We will continue to seek a resolution in this case."
What do you believe happened to Sebastian?
Unfortunately, over the last year, I have thought,
Hey, Bliss, welcome.
every single day, night, every moment of every possibility of something that could happen to him, where he could have gone, if he had gone with someone, if someone took him willingly, unwillingly, if he'd run away and got lost, if he'd a million different things. And unfortunately, I don't know.
But Katie and a private investigator she retained believe this
Unfortunately, over the last year, I have thought every single day, night, every moment of every possibility of something that could happen to him, where he could have gone, if he had gone with someone, if someone took him willingly, unwillingly, if he'd run away and got lost, if he'd a million different things. And unfortunately, I don't know.
She's very careful to what she says there, but you heard what she said. Everybody heard what she said, right? Hold on just a second.
Your theory.
I think it's possible that someone has my son. Sebastian Rogers. He was abducted by
I think it's possible that someone has my son.
an unknown vehicle. Carefully navigate to your
I think it's possible that someone has my son.
claim your reward at US.watch.
What'd you say, Katie? I couldn't hear you too good. What'd you say? Huh? Couldn't hear you too good, Katie Mae. Huh? Speak up a little bit. AT&T's not working from here to there, honey. Couldn't hear you too good. What was that? One more time. One more time.
Your theory.
I think it's possible that someone has my son. Sebastian Rogers. He was abducted by
I think it's possible that someone has my son.
an unknown vehicle. Carefully navigate to your
I think it's possible that someone has my son.
claim your reward at US.watch.
Oh, I think I heard you that time. Okay. Let's do carry on, okay? Let's carry on.
But Katie and a private investigator she retained believe this piece of surveillance video taken the night that Sebastian went missing could be a lead in the case.
1217, a couple 100 yards away, there's a figure.
The Sumner County Sheriff said the video has no relevance to the case, but the Proudfoots aren't dismissing it until the identity of the person is confirmed by investigators. Unfortunately, any possible break in Sebastian's case has gone nowhere.
No child goes poof. He's somewhere.
Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, has also endured a year without his son.
Sebastian, son.
Seth brought in a team offering their own reward of $347,000. That's on top of the FBI's $50,000 reward.
To stop looking is to give up hope.
Hope that's still evident among volunteer searchers.
I'm not going to stop.
Missing signs and ribbons in Sebastian's favorite color.
And God, right now we're seeking you to reveal the truth to us.
Katie says detectives searching for that truth left no question unasked.
Lie detectors.
Yes.
For yourself
and my husband.
Which Katie says they passed. We don't know what investigators say about the test, but Katie says they have searched her home.
Thoroughly, many times. Cadavers, searchers.
What do police tell you at this point? What do they think?
Unfortunately, that they have zero evidence.
Zero trace of the boy with a smile that's imprinted on countless hearts, especially, Katie says, on her own.
I would just like to tell my son that I love him and to know that we are never going to stop searching.
So a lost smile can be found. Anyone who believes they may have seen Sebastian Rogers should immediately call 1-800-TBI-FIND or the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. There is a vigil for Sebastian this Saturday, March 1st at 2 p.m. at the Celebration of Life Church in Hendersonville. And we will certainly continue to update you on any information we
do you think she showed up at that vigil? I'm going to give you one guess. Nah, sure didn't. Wild horses couldn't keep me away. She hasn't been to one vigil. Not one. She hasn't even held one herself. Just saying. You know, in that controlled environment that her husband could control, didn't happen. It's never happened. Why is that?
A truer word. If you're listening to this podcast on Spotify, you can subscribe to this channel to get early access to the weekly analysis
Let's see what
episodes,
they got to say
video
about it.
episodes, so you can see the statements as I analyze them, and exclusive content too. And if you're here on YouTube, then become a member of the channel to get early access to everything and exclusive content not available anywhere else. The mother of missing boy Sebastian Rogers has given a new interview to mark the 1 year anniversary of his disappearance. And as someone who studies words and the words that people use, some of the things she says make me curious.
We are never going to stop searching.
Welcome to Never a Truer Word, where we look at the words that people choose to use to see if they're telling the truth,
remember,
the whole
this is a
truth,
year later.
and nothing but the truth, using my statement investigation process, which anyone can use to understand what people are saying and writing around them much more clearly. So, Sebastian Rogers went missing a year ago. His mum, Katie Proudfoot, has given a new interview to mark that year anniversary. Thank you to the person that put this in my inbox, because they know I've studied Katie Proudfoot before. My conclusions when I looked at some of the interviews that she gave around the time that Sebastian went missing were that she knew why Sebastian had gone missing. I think it was a strict household. I think Sebastian and herself had had some sort of confrontation the night before it was reported that he was missing, that she saw him leave, and she's not saying that part out loud. So what does this new interview reveal? Let's dig into it. Let's have a look at the words and let's hear what Katie has to say. Now, the first thing I want you to listen to here is the tense she uses to describe Sebastian.
Cats are the number one. He loves animals, almost all animals. He loves water. He swims like a fish.
So here she's using the present tense. Cats are the number one. He loves animals, almost all animals. He loves water. He swims like a fish. So this is the present tense to describe Sebastian. Very much what you would expect if she was aware that Sebastian was still alive. She would use that present tense. It would be a reassuring thing, because sometimes when you hear from the loved one of a missing person and they know that something has happened to that missing person, that that person is not with us anymore, then they slip into past tense, even though the concept should be that this person is still with us. However, that changes further on in the interview.
December 7th, he turned 16, and he should be home for that.
So Katie says there, December 7th, he would have, and then there's a long pause. He turned 16 and he should have been home for that. So there she uses the past tense. He would have. And what I think has gone on there is that she realizes that she used the past tense, because she pulls herself up short. She almost doesn't say all of the have there. December 7th, he would have is kind of what she says. And then he turned 16 and he should be home for that. But there she slipped into the past tense to describe Sebastian. I don't think she thinks that Sebastian turned 16 on December the 7th. What does all that mean? Well, let's go through some more that has been said here by Katie.
Did anything happen the night he went missing that was like cause him to run away? Was he punished in any way? An argument? Just a normal night?
It was a normal night. It was a calm night.
Okay, so there, it's put to her, did anything happen the night he went missing that caused him to run away? Was he punished in any way? An argument? Just a normal night? And Katie says, it was a normal night. It was a calm night. Now, the word normal always raises my flags detection because people don't notice things that are normal often. However, in this case, the word normal's in the question, so it's normal to, excuse the pun, it's usual to reflect back the words that are in the question. So normal doesn't concern me there because it is put to her, was it just a normal night? And she says it was a normal night. And then she says it was a calm night. Why did she feel the need to point out it was a calm night? Because a lot is put to her there. Did anything happen that caused him to run away? She doesn't deal with that part of the question at all. Look, maybe it was edited out, to be fair to Katie, but she doesn't deal with the fact that she's asked, was he punished in any way? Did anything happen that caused him to go missing? And she doesn't say, no, none of those things happened. She just says it was a normal night, reflecting back the question. And then she feels the need to tell us it was a calm night. Now, why does she feel that need to tell us that it was a calm night? Why does she feel the need not to deal with, did anything happen that caused him to run away? Why does she feel the need not to take on the question, the part of the question that was he punished in any way? Let's get some more from Katie.
What do you believe?
In my opinion, I don't think anything normal was about that night. And again, I'm going to ask, when did he take a bath or a shower? That whole day. She still hasn't said, you know, Katie, come clean, no pun intended. We heard about yours, but we never heard about Sebastian's that night. And I'm wondering, it makes people wonder or question, did anything happen there? We don't know, but we want to know. You don't owe it to us. No, you don't. But you know who you do owe it to? You owe it to the police, and you owe it to his father. That's who you owe it to.
Happened to Sebastian. Unfortunately, over the last year, I have thought.
And you owe it to your son. That's
every single day.
To your son above everybody.
Night, every moment of every possibility of something that could happen to him, where he could have gone, if he had gone with someone, if someone took him willingly, unwillingly, if he'd run away and got lost, if he'd a million different things. And unfortunately, I don't know.
Right, lots in that answer. It's one of the longest ones that we'll hear in the interview. What do you believe happened to Sebastian? And she says, unfortunately, over the last year, I have thought every single day, night, every moment of every possibility of something that could have happened to him. Where he could have gone, if he had gone with someone, if someone took him willingly, unwillingly, if he'd run away and got lost, if he'd a million different things. And unfortunately,
No, unfortunately, over the last year, when this was made, she had been coached as to what to say. She has watched what has been said and what was said about them, in my opinion, of course. And she knew how to handle herself better online to the questions, to the line of questionings, what she was going to be asked. But if what she just said was true, I thought about it every minute, every hour, every day, she would have been out there not only looking for him, but she would have been knocking and calling the police station and making sure that something was done. But that ain't what they've been wasting resources, right? They haven't been doing none of the things. She hasn't been doing none of the things, right, to find her son, in my opinion. And I'm entitled to that.
I don't know. Twice she says unfortunately. Now just let's break down what this answer is. It's what do you believe happened to Sebastian? And her answer is at the very end there, I don't know. Why is that unfortunate? it could just be a simple, straightforward answer of I don't know. But twice she says, unfortunately, I don't know, as if she's having to say, I wish I knew, but I don't know. But she doesn't say that out loud. She uses that word unfortunately twice. So I'm curious about that. I'm also curious about just how long it takes her to say, I don't know. Instead of just saying, I don't know, she has to tell us how hard she has worked to get to this place of, I don't know. In other words, she has to persuade us that she's considered every single possibility and that the I don't know is not just a natural thing of I don't know what's happened. But what we've got instead is this, I've really thought hard about this. Look, every single day, night, every moment, every possibility, and she's working hard to persuade us here that she's worked hard on this to come up with I don't know. Look at priorities. The first thing we say in a list is quite often the most important thing to us. And she says, I've been thinking of every possibility of something that could happen to him. Where he could have gone is the first thing. Then if he's gone with someone, then if someone took him willingly, then unwillingly, and then if he run away and got lost. Well, the first thing she says in all of that is where he could have gone. So I think that is her most likely scenario in her head. Maybe the most likely because it is the most likely of all the ones she's considered, or it could be the most likely because she knows that's what happened, that he went somewhere that night. But certainly for me, the top priority in her head is thinking that he's gone somewhere, which means he went of his own volition and left there. If you look at the end, when she's listing all of these, she says, if he'd, and as if she's going to say another suggestion, but she can't think of any other suggestions. So she then goes on to say a million different things, just a catch-all phrase. But before that, she says, if he'd run away and got lost. And that's the last thing that she has to say. So again, is that if he'd run away and got lost, and then she can't think of anything else because that is what she either knows or what she strongly suspects has happened. Where he could have gone, he run away and got lost. I think that is very much where she's at with this one, and she has that knowledge. But I do want you to notice just how long, how many words it takes to answer the question. What do you believe happened to Sebastian? I don't know. But however, she praises how hard she's worked. She tells us all the possibilities she's thought of. And then she says, I don't know at the very end of it. That, for me, is a contrived answer, and I think shows a lot about what is going on in Katie's head. Also, she's not asked, what do you think happened to Sebastian? But it's what do you believe? And she doesn't quite take on the believe part of it ever. Let's get some more from Katie Proudfoot.
What do police tell you at this point? What do they think?
Unfortunately, that they have zero evidence.
Another interesting answer. What do police tell you at this point? What do they think? Then there's a long pause before she answers. She says, unfortunately, that they have zero evidence. So let's break that down now. That long pause. What do police tell you at this point? What do they think? The long pause. Why does she have to think for a long time before saying what the police are telling her, where the police are at? Why is there that long pause there? Is this the fact that she's not wanting to say the first thing that comes into her head, which is the truth, which is what the police are saying or what the police have let onto her? And instead she's thinking, how do I word this in a way that works out for me? Very potentially, that's what's happening. She says, unfortunately, so we have that word again. And then they have zero evidence. Evidence in this scenario is evidence of bad things happening more than likely, not nice things happening. They have zero evidence. Evidence is of something happening. So I want to know, again, I think she's got this concept in her head that something happened, that Sebastian has left and they have zero evidence to go on. It's not they have nothing to go on. She's not saying they've exhausted every avenue they can. It's they have zero.
I want to point something out as a mother. As a mother of 4, a grandmother of 6, I want to point something out. If this was not pre-planned and she did nothing to her child, or she don't know what happened in any way, shape, or form, and he made it home that night, and all the above. If, in my opinion, he just disappeared, however he just disappeared. Y'all stay with me. Or he walked out the door, which I will never believe it, and I've said it before. Even if he comes back and gets in front of a camera, I will swear if he says that he was brainwashed. But no matter what, if she truly had nothing to do with it as a mother and don't know anything about it, think about this, y'all. If this was your child you're laying eyes on right now, or can lay eyes on tomorrow, or can FaceTime and lay eyes on at this moment, or your grandchild, and you truly had nothing to do with it, or your niece, or whoever, nephew, whatever, you get the gist, then to me, she would be a hell of a lot more upset than she was when her son was not in that bed when she allegedly went and woke him up. And on top of that, her window would have been down and she would have been out there screaming at the top of her lungs. Now let's think about it in the smiley way, okay? And she wouldn't have went and worried about calling somebody that hadn't been there for weeks, allegedly. She would have picked up the phone and called 911, or she would have been out there screaming in her neighborhood for them to call 911. And to this day, she would still be doing the same things Seth is doing, in my opinion, trying to beat down the doors. Did I say that slow enough for y'all? In my opinion, she would still be so tore up. Now, y'all go FaceTime your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews. You look at your children and you tell me. Wake up. Whoops. Let me see if I can find that again. Whoops.
Zero evidence. You'll notice this is a compound question. There's two parts to it. What do police tell you at this point is number one, and what do they think is number two? And she only answers the first part of that question, which is what do police tell you? They have zero evidence. What do police think? She doesn't take on at all. She doesn't tell us what the police have told her the theories are. Why is that? Maybe the police haven't told her the theories. She doesn't say that. She doesn't say the police have not told me any theories. She wants to not take on that part of the question about what do the police think. Let's get some more from it.
I would just like to tell my son that I love him and to know that we are never going to stop searching.
So that goes, I would just like to tell my son I love him and to know that we are never going to stop searching. Well, why? Why would you never stop searching? Why would you never stop searching? Because if you know he's not going to be found. It's a very interesting way of describing that. It's not we're never going to stop searching until he's found, or we're never going to stop working until he's home. It's just point blank, we are never going to stop searching. At the very best, that suggests she thinks there's a futility in the search for Sebastian. So that's the highlights of the interview. That's the bits that I pulled out. It doesn't change my mind on what I think happens. I think she knows what happened. It was that calm night that I don't think was so calm, and she knows that Sebastian left the house that night. And I think now, sadly, because we'd all like a positive resolution to this, but I don't think she holds out much hope that Sebastian is going to be found safe, which is kind of sad, and it must be a sad place for a mother to be. If you want more episodes like this, digging into the words that people choose to use, then do hit
It's really sad if you think about it. Just tell the truth. Tell the truth, and all of this can go away. I mean, maybe not for a while, a little bit longer, but it can. Just tell the truth. Do it for your son. You hold the key and you know it. You hold the key and you know it.
We're feeling every day that we're going to find Sebastian.
What's the latest on the search?
So, law enforcement is exploring any and all possibilities. They're communicating daily with us about updates and statuses. We have faith that all the law enforcement agencies involved are doing everything that they can, and we're going to find Sebastian and bring him home.
You know, the most important thing right now is to get the word out about Sebastian. What would you like our viewers to know about your son?
Sebastian, he is high-functioning autistic. He loves animals. He loves video games. He loves fishing. He's typically a very sweet boy. He can be quite temperamental, though, if he's overstimulated or if he's stressed out. He has a unique run. He runs like the Naruto anime character. When he's excited, he likes to dab, and he loves music. He loves to dance.
But they're always talking about how he, to me, they're always mocking him. Always. They did on my panel. They're doing it here. She's doing it here. And mind you, this interview she did by herself, this little 2-minute or 3-minute, whatever it is, was after everybody just kept on and on and on and on. She won't go on by herself. Finally, she did. It was her one and only. It was her one and only. It's kind of like To Show You I Will, or she was talked into it by control factors. In my opinion, she did it. You got to, you must. But I'm going to rewind this. Listen how they, and then I'll shut up, because listen to how they, you got a son missing. Why are you always going to be, he danced like he was animated, and, you know, I just can't. Listen, honey.
Law enforcement is exploring any and all possibilities. They're communicating daily with us about updates and statuses. We have faith that all the law enforcement agencies involved are doing everything that they can, and we're going to find Sebastian and bring him home.
You know, the most important thing right now is to get the word out about Sebastian. What would you like our viewers to know about your son?
Sebastian, he is high-functioning autistic. He loves animals. He loves video games. He loves fishing. He's typically a very sweet boy. He can be quite temperamental, though, if he's overstimulated or if he's stressed out. He has a unique run.
Typically,
like the Naruto anime character. When he's excited, he likes to dab, and he loves music. He loves to dance.
That's all very helpful information. Now, if Sebastian's out there watching, what would you like to say to your son?
I would say, Bubba, we love you. We all love you so much. Wherever you are, just know that we are not going to stop. We're going to keep searching. We're going to find you. We're going to bring you home. And if you ever get an opportunity, find a phone, find a safe adult, call 911. But I'd also like to ask our community to please keep searching your properties. Keep sharing his flyer. If you know something or you see something, please say something. Call the law enforcement immediately.
We're going to do everything we can to help find him.
Thank you.
Now, let's take a good look at Sebastian. He's 15 years old, 5'5", 120 pounds, with light brown hair and brown eyes, and wears glasses. If you've seen Sebastian or know anything about his disappearance, please call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-THE-LOST. That's 1-800-843-5670.
Okay, I was just fixing to say this is over a year ago as well. And so at that time as well, in my opinion only, again, that's what Seth kept saying, you know, call 911, get to a phone, tell them to call 911. See, they were picking up on media and everything that was being said. That's my opinion.
So it's an entire year after Sebastian's disappearance. There's no really strong lead, there's no sighting yet. So tell me what you're feeling now. Here we are 1 year later.
I struggle to put words to how it feels, honestly. The amount of ups and downs, the amount of like possible leads that haven't panned out, we every day, you know, it's like waking up to this reality that it's actually real. And I mean, Sebastian should be home with us. I mean, he should be in school, he should be playing, he should be learning, he should be experiencing life. And until we can find him and until we can bring him home, we're going to keep doing everything we can to make sure that people don't forget about him. We're going to keep making sure that we spread awareness for him, and we're going to keep searching, and we're definitely going to keep praying.
You've told me you do want to stay positive. I know you both want to stay positive. That's all part of it. So in your mind, do you see Sebastian coming back through your front door? Do you feel he's okay, he's alive, he's out there?
I dream about it every day. I dream that one day I'm gonna wake up and this is gonna be a nightmare, but yes, I believe that my son is out there somewhere. I believe that we are going to find him. We are going to bring him home, and we're gonna find a way to recover from this, and I'm gonna watch him grow into a young man and, you know, live the life that he deserves to have.
What would you say to him when he walked in that door?
Oh God, I don't don't even know if I'd be able to speak. I'd probably bulldoze him down with hugs. Honestly, when I picture that, I just picture being able to hug him, to hold him, to smell him. I mean, just to be able to hear his voice, to hear his laugh, to see him just be with us and be okay is like I can't wait to see my son. I want to find him so bad.
You think he's coming home, right? How would you describe what you all have experienced this last year with so many unanswered questions still?
It's horrific, to be honest with you. I don't know how to describe what it feels like to watch the news, to go hang flyers in every store, every business, every place that you go to, and still find that some people don't even know about it. To hear that,
honey, we would see it.
There might be a lead, and then just to sit there and have to wait and find out that it's not him yet. And
it's pure hell. I mean, there's nothing you can, there's no words, there's no way to put how this actually feels. And anybody that can, I don't see how. I mean, it's day-to-day life changes and you're stuck. It's almost like it feels like it's a Groundhog Day thing, where it's the same thing over and over.
I bet Chris,
you wait,
Chris thinks he's stuck for
phone
real.
call may come in, you may get something, may get a lead, turns out to be nothing. That's how it feels.
What is that message? And we were talking earlier last week. Tell me what that message is that you want to make sure our viewers hear from you tonight.
I want to thank everyone who is searching. I want to thank everyone who is spreading flyers, spreading awareness. I want to ask everyone not to forget, and I want to encourage people to keep.
See, there it is. Because when she thanks everyone for spreading the flyers, she don't have to go out and spread the flyers. At least she said thank you. Because they're not and have not been only on the props, in my opinion, where somebody goes, oh, there they are searching. See, here's a photo. Will y'all stop that? Will you stop it? See, Katie's picked up this little habit in Kentucky, especially, of gambling. Oh, that's another one of her pastimes. There's others. No vigils. None of that. But shopping for motorcycles is the thing. That's the thing to do. That's the right thing to do. I'm just saying. You know, it's not normal for a mom to leave home and go out of town when she has a missing child. Especially in the first days. It's not. For no reason. especially not to escort her husband to a job, in my opinion. And to change her phone number? Nah, that's not good news either. And Katie, you're talking about his favorite color is green? People all over the place. I still have mine up on my front and back, the green light. Chances are Sebastian will never, ever, 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 ever see that or come through here. But just in that sliver of a chance that he come to his house, did you ever put out a green bulb? I bet it's still not there, is it? Just saying. Some mighty strange things, Katie Proudfoot, Sebastian's mother. Just a title. Just a title. That does bring some concern. And in this one, and I think in the next one is the same one, but it was part 2. Chris is always there. He always appears to speak with her on her behalf, which many thinks is unusual. Some don't, but wake up. Wake up. Why does someone else speak for her? Especially if they weren't there. You know, why can't she come forward for her child and be there for her child? And plead and cry out loud. Nobody would ever judge her for that. Why can't she lead for her child? This is not about blame. This is about being present. A mother of a missing child to be present for their child. To be the voice. She should be the number one biggest voice there for her child. But she has never been. She's never been. And that speaks volumes. That silence is so loud. It's scary. Is it silence or is it a secret? What secret do you hold, Katie? I think you have many secrets. What secret do you hold?
Helping and to keep bringing awareness not only to our son but to all of the missing children, because they all deserve to go home. And I would also like to say that if my son could hear it, that we love him so much and that we are going to keep searching, we are going to keep looking, we are going to find him, and we are going to bring him home.
Describe your hope right now.
I'm trying to be positive as I can because I know that my son is out there. I struggle to find words to even describe how it feels anymore because it's a living nightmare, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about the fact that Sebastian is out there and that we are looking for him, and we're going to keep looking for him, and we are going to keep praying to God that he is okay, and we're going to bring him home.
This story, we know it's baffled our Hendersonville community. We know it's baffled the mid-state community. It's baffled much of the country as they hear about it. Is there anything that stands out to you that's the most baffling? Like you're just trying to understand?
how we've gone this long and still haven't found him, honestly, is... I don't understand how we haven't found him yet.
Why do you think Sebastian is still missing?
That's tough to say. I mean, it was the largest manhunt in Tennessee history for a child. And absolutely zero evidence. There's nothing out there. Law enforcement's working due diligently. They are working hard over and over and over. You know, we appreciate everything they do. I mean, it is an active investigation, so I don't want to go into it. But it is mind-blowing at the same time that it's been a year, and the amount of people that still don't know about this, it's unnerving, basically.
And I know you both want to try to get the word out as much as possible, and that's what this story, obviously that's what we're trying to do as well. There are many people who still do not know that you all have hired a private investigator. What can you tell me about the video that he recently has discovered and wants to share? I know this has been shared with authorities now.
Yes.
It has.
This is involving the neighborhood that you live in.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell me about that video?
It's eye-opening to see that this is something that recently has surfaced, and it's been this long. It's just taken that long to find something. And what the video shows is kind of mind-boggling. We went from potentially not having a sighting to potentially having a sighting. And it kind of changes, like, wait a minute, now we may have something to actually work off of and move forward with and see where this goes. Exercise every avenue till its fullest.
No
It doesn't
stone
matter.
unturned.
No stone unturned. And Katie, you told me earlier you were determined to get to the bottom of this, to get to the bottom of that video.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything that could possibly be something that could lead us to him. We're gonna keep looking. We're gonna keep digging and keep finding and confirm if it is or isn't, because, I mean, if it's possible, then it's got to be confirmed.
How hopeful are you that this video truly has something that could lead to finding Sebastian?
I pray that if there is anything even remotely in it that could help us find Sebastian, I pray that it is.
When she was first talking about that, if you notice, she didn't even look up. She kept looking down. I'm just pointing that out.
I don't know how to word it, but it's followed up and found out and confirmed one way or the other, because, you know, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the video. I know what's in it. It actually gives us more rejuvenated hope that we may actually be onto something. We just have to run it down. We've got to figure this out. And with law enforcement doing what they can, and with the help of like TBI, the FBI, all of that. I mean, I believe Secret Service was involved.
Do you see how red his cheeks are? It's almost like he's flushed. I don't want to use the word embarrassed, because I don't think he has any embarrassment. But you know how you're kind of telling something and it's not true? But his face is kind of flushed right there. Yeah, I just noticed that. So, and besides that, I do want to say, you're going to tell me that, and I'll say it gently, but nobody, I'll say it like this. Let me put it like this. So they're talking about the video, and nobody, he's seen the video. He's seen the video. We know at least he's seen the video. But nobody can identify Sebastian. I'm just wondering, just asking, just wondering.
Involved in the beginning, maybe they can look at this video as well. Let's bring people back to the table.
I would know my child.
And let's exercise every possibility of enhancing this video, looking at whatever, and tackling what it is to get an answer.
Now, this is your chance to respond, to speak out, to speak your mind, whatever it is that you want to say. But you know, no matter what the story is, there are always people who will point fingers. What do you want to say to anyone out there who wants to say that one of you could have something to do with Sebastian's disappearance?
I would say to pause and to think, and I would say to consider the sources of information. Try to make sure that you're getting legitimate information. Avoid the rumors. And I would say that everyone should pause and remember why we all came together in the first place, and that is because Sebastian's missing, and because I'd like to believe that we all want to find him. And no matter what anyone's personal opinion is, that the most important thing still remains, that Sebastian needs to be found and Sebastian needs to come home. And I would just say thank you to everyone and anyone that is a part of that.
So let's say Sebastian is listening when this is running, and he hears you, he sees you. What do you want to say to him?
I would say that I love you so very much, and that I hope that you're okay. And I would say that know that we all love you, and that there are so many people that care and so many people that are looking, and hang in there and know that we're going to find you, know that we're going to bring you home.
Hang in there, boy.
Just, I miss him so much.
So at this point, it's
y'all don't find that odd.
Keep searching.
Hang in there, boy.
People keep looking.
Keep searching. Keep looking. We keep
tough.
putting up new flyers. I know a lot of places they take them down after so long. We just keep going back and putting more up. I refer to my original request just to anyone that's willing. Don't let him become forgotten. Don't let him become lost in the next story. Not to supersede other children, because they all deserve just as much, if not more attention, because all children do. But I would say just please don't let him become forgotten and lost, because we're never gonna stop. We're never gonna let that happen if we can help it.
With his autism, is there anything else that we should add that you want the public to know right now?
I would say that he is what they would consider high functioning. He's not, he doesn't struggle with verbal communication, but he does, he does struggle sometimes with expressing himself, is I guess the best way that I could put that. But he's so smart, and he's so capable, and that I think the initial image of him that was portrayed was misleading to an extent. And I think that in the chaos of trying to get the initial information about him out, that various things got taken and misconstrued. So I would just tell everyone that he's smart, he's capable, he's funny, he's able to speak to you and to recognize things. You know, he's a teenager, and you know, so he's a young man. Honestly, he just had a birthday, and I'm sure that his mustache is coming in more. I mean, he really is a good kid.
What do you miss most about your son?
Oh, God. I miss his smile. I miss his laugh. I miss going and doing fun things with him. I miss taking him to get a haircut and him saying, "Mom, feel my head." I miss cooking dinner with him. I miss game nights. He would play Uno until the sun came up if you let him. You know, he goes through phases of which games he's into, but, you know, I miss him. I miss everything about him, the good, the bad. I miss his attitude. I miss, you know, him trying to eat all the sweets instead of dinner.
The ones y'all go back and wouldn't let him have.
Stealing my Brussels sprouts while I'm trying to cook them.
Oh. I sense lots of joy that's being missed right now.
Green tea.
His jokes, the way he laughs when he tells a funny. He had, there's a video that I put out that he was being goofy, and he had this like half-gallon of green tea that he had gotten from the grocery store, and he thought of this joke, and he ran in the kitchen and he grabbed a green cup and he was like, "Mom, green tea." And it was just so funny, and I was just like, "Dude, hold on, you gotta do that again." And I grabbed my phone and I was like, "You gotta do it again." And he was like, "Green tea." He was just like, it's not in the video, but he was just rolling because he just thought it was the funniest thing ever. And
he's got some quirky one-liners.
oh God, he was getting this, he was getting to where he had some good ones.
He has like a great sense of humor.
It was definitely developing. He was coming into his sarcasm. You know, like one of the other videos I released, it's hard to hear, but we were bowling. And because he has a lot of fun with it. He actually was getting a lot better without bumpers. But he like rolled a good roll, and he turns around and he's like, "You got wrecked, Mom." And I was just like, what is happening right now? But I mean, I miss that, you know. I miss being able to hang out with him, you know, because he's not little anymore, you know. Which we had a lot of fun when he was little, but when they get older, you know, you start being able to do different things with them, and you know, game nights are, God, they're a blast sometimes.
We didn't have pool days this year.
Yeah, pool days. It's big in the summer. He loves to go to the pool as much as possible.
Swimming.
Oh God, he loves to swim. He's, I don't know if I put that picture out or not, but there's one that I took of him. He has on this like giant, I think it was a flamingo, and he was just like, just being a cool guy.
Being a fun kid. For our viewers, before we end this, I guess your message for them is just keep hope alive.
Remember him.
Keep looking.
Share his face, because talking about him is what we want to do, but we want to make sure that people know his face. We want to know that people know who they're looking for, and we would just ask that everyone just kind of be aware of your surroundings in general. You never know, and all it takes is just one person that could make a difference. And go ahead.
I would say, if anything, constantly being vigilant, just looking out there, aware of what your surroundings are. Please, if you see something, call 911. Call a TBI. I know there's a lot of other things out there, but
we would encourage.
it needs to be segregated. Like just a single point of right back to law enforcement. That's where it needs to go. Anybody that sees anything, just report it, please.
Do you feel that there's someone out there right now that knows something? They're just not saying it?
It's hard to say until we can run down this video and figure out what we're seeing. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to, because it's an active investigation. I don't want to add any more chaos that's already out there. We just want to keep this to the core, Sebastian.
Keeping hope alive.
Yes.
The search goes on. We are hopeful and we are praying for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time. Thank you for talking with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just wonder which one it is. First he says don't call the police and waste their time. Then he says call 911. You know, I mean, they can't make up their minds. They're watching as time progresses, everything else, how they should act, what they should say, in my opinion, of course. That's just in my opinion. You know, Katie's inconsistent statements when she does speak, messages that anyone asked her about her son all the way back from, you know, a couple of days ago since we've been doing this, they're always different. They're inconsistent. And I mean, she can change her mind. Maybe she wants to say something different on different days. I don't know. But they're never the same. They always change. And it's not like she's doing interviews every day. You know, messages are always inconsistent. You know. So, I don't know. And he always speaks, or he's always there. That looks suspicious to me. And she's always looking down, or she looks up like she did in that one video, looks up to heaven, or she's always looking down at the floor. Like she's telling a lie when she's looking down, or she's looking up like that's when she is speaking to somebody. It makes no sense to me. So, hold on just a minute. Let me get this. Bliss Blessings gifted 5 Smiley memberships. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Let me put this up here. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this real quick. Let's do this. Whoop, whoop. A big thank you. Whoever got those, I can't see those. For some reason, I never have been able to. Whoever gets those, please thank Bliss for that. Please. Thank you so much. Thank you.
missing teen in Sumner County described to us exclusively how they feel on day 8 of their son's disappearance. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Marius Payton.
And I'm Lauren Lowry. Sebastian Rogers is 15. He was last seen by his parents on February 25th in Hendersonville. Sebastian has autism, and he's gone without his medication this whole time. And since then, authorities have searched by air, by foot, and on horseback.
Helicopters, drones, and dive teams have also been brought in to try to find him. Today, his parents spoke exclusively to our Holly Thompson.
She's live tonight in Sumner County. Holly, I imagine it was quite an emotional interview.
Certainly was. It is hard for any of us to imagine the emotions that this family is going through right now. But we know one thing is certain. They remain positive. They are holding on to hope that their son Sebastian will return home safely.
Can you walk us through what you're thinking right now?
I just want my baby to be okay. I don't know where he's at.
Mom Katie broke down several times in our interview, but says her hope is strong that her son Sebastian will be found safe and return home.
He's going to walk through that door, and this street will be flooded again with family and relatives all waiting to hug and love him. And
Stepdad Chris says it's been an emotional roller coaster that all started Sunday night, February 25th.
Pretty normal. He was playing in his room. When I told him to go to bed, he did. He said, "Good night, Mom. I love you."
Katie says she went to wake up Sebastian around 6 a.m. Monday for school, and he was gone. Within minutes, Katie says she was on the phone with Chris, who was working out of town, and they quickly called 911.
And he's not a runner. He's never run away before. I don't know why. I don't know why he walked out that door.
I mean, he's a good kid. He's not a mischievous child by any means.
Katie and Chris say Sebastian is not on social media. While he loves to play Minecraft, they tell me he does not have any online capabilities. I asked if there was any reason he might want to leave.
We've been combing over that day, and even
We
the
think
weeks
that,
before
but
he
he's
left,
never admitted that.
I hadn't been able to figure it out.
But I don't
He
know.
was, that morning he was laughing, he was joking.
It's as if Sebastian vanished. No sign of him on any video throughout the community. Thousands of miles logged by law enforcement, canines, helicopters, even dive teams, and no sign of him. Chris and Katie tell me they've been harassed, people pointing fingers at them.
You're not in this situation. You don't quite understand. I wish people would step back, take a different wide open view, and not assume what they know. It's just better to stick to the facts.
Are you both in the clear?
I can tell you that Mom, myself, and the father have worked very fully and cooperatively with all agencies across the board. We have anything that they've wanted, we have provided.
What do you want to say to Sebastian? What do you want him to hear from you right now?
That we love you so much, and we want you to come home, and you're not in trouble.
Now, Katie did tell me that even though Sebastian does have...
See, on that one, what would you say to him? Okay, why would you use your breath even telling your child you're not in trouble? It's just, you know, why would you even trigger that if you thought he would hear that? I mean, he was always in trouble with his belt, this, that, and the other. I mean, but why would you even bring that up? I'm just curious. Just curious.
Autism. He is a smart teenager. He is highly functional. They say if you see him, say his name, say Sebastian, and he'll respond. He'll at least acknowledge you. And I can tell you, this is my home. This is my community. And the people here are strong. They say they will continue to search, they will continue to hope, and continue to pray for Sebastian's safe return. And by the way, you can watch my full exclusive interview with Sebastian's parents on our WSMV4 app. Live here in Hendersonville, Holly Thompson, WSMV4. Back to
Now, I think the next one, let's see, let me get this off of here. I think the next one is we call it the hands interview. Let's see if that's this one. It's just I got that one off of TikTok. So let me see here. Hold on just a second. No, it's not. I don't know what I did with it. But anyway, this is one on TikTok. Let's see who this is from Phoenix. This was originally Clue put this out. I don't know if so. Give credit to Clue and this person right here, Phoenix. I don't know if it's the same, because I don't know her TikTok, honestly. So I want to give credit where credit's due, give credit to both of them. I got, let's see, where's it at? Hold on a minute. Let me see. Oh, Phoenix Talks. Phoenix Talks is the one who put it on TikTok. But I found this and I just found it interesting. Anyway, so let's just watch this a second and listen to what Katie says. Chris is talking, then Katie jumps in. So listen, it's kind of short, but listen, we'll listen to it.
Bet with us. People are going to have their own ways of thinking what they want to think. That is perfectly okay. Perfectly okay.
I will say for the record that I do have a voice, but I'm just choosing not to speak on panels. But I want everyone to know that I'm okay and my husband does not abuse me.
Katie. Sorry about that. That was off. That was way off. That was me and my voice throwing skills, everybody. Yeah. People are going to be upset with us. Bet with us. People are going to have their own ways of thinking what they want to think. That is perfectly okay. Perfectly okay.
I will say for the record that I do have a voice, but I'm just choosing not to speak on panels. But I want everyone to know that I'm okay and my husband does not abuse me.
Katie. Sorry about that. That was off. That was way off. That was me and my voice throwing skills, everybody. Yeah. People are going to be upset with us.
That was May 19th, 2024, February, March, April, May. So I guess people, of course, was talking. Why was Chris talking back then? Yeah, it wasn't funny, but hey. And that was Phoenix Talks, courtesy of Clue. I don't know who originally was talking on the phone with him. I don't know if it's Clue. I don't know. Look, I don't get into all that shit. I don't know who dropped the phone call, who recorded the phone call. Smiley don't know. Smiley don't do that shit. I don't know. Okay? I don't know. But it's out there. And evidently she felt the need to speak up and tell everybody that her man wasn't bothering her, honey. She's just fine and well. She got a voice. She just chooses not to speak. So she chooses not to speak for her son, Sebastian, in my opinion, just what I said all along. That's just what I've said all along. And that, in my opinion, brings a red flag. Yeah, I had that hands video, and I think I accidentally deleted. I think I accidentally took it down. I had it up just a second ago, and I don't know what I did with it, honey. I don't know, because I got one more video here, unless this is it. But let me see. We'll just go ahead with this one. Let's just see.
H-R-I-S, last name's Proudfoot, Proudfoot.
So, I mean, first,
Yeah, it
just as
is.
parents, tell me what the last now over a week has been like for you two.
Horrible beyond words. This was an experience that I would have never dreamed would come. Honestly, I can't put words to how hard this has been and how much it hurts not knowing where my son is, where he's at, if he's okay. Just horrible is the best thing I can say.
What about for you?
It's rough. I mean, we are on day 11, no answers. And the horrible things that people say just keep rolling in, regardless of taking time to consider the facts and, assumptions is what they're going off of. But, I don't know, for us we sit here and we wait. We wait and we wait and hopefully we'll get an answer, or hopefully he walks through our door, which would be amazing.
I was going to say, how badly do you both want Sebastian to just walk through that front door to get that call?
I'd give anything. In a heartbeat, I would give anything.
It's not measurable. Let's put it that way. There's no measurable. Anybody says, oh, it is. You've never sat in these shoes. You've never been in this situation. And I don't ever wish for people to be in this situation.
And what's Sebastian like? What's his personality like? What does he love to do?
He, for the most part, is happy. He likes to laugh and joke and tell you all about everything and then some. He loves games. He loves video games. He loves to play with his Legos. Even building things with me. We build little projects.
Yeah, I did that.
But, he's always a character.
Are there any weird tendencies that he has that might be able to help people find him in this search?
I don't know how helpful to finding him, but he fidgets constantly. He loves shiny pennies, paper clips. He's always whenever we go to the grocery store, he always looks on the ground and looks under the register counter, and he's always looking for shiny pennies everywhere. Paper clips. He loves to bend them out of shape and play with them, fidget with them. He loves playgrounds. I mean, we've said it before, he likes fishing and things like that, but...
Cats. Boy loves cats.
He does. He loves cats. It's his favorite animal.
But you wouldn't let him have a cat. Even though he was never home.
I don't know. He's a good kid.
There are no leads, nothing caught on video. Your son has been missing for 11 days now. How does that make you feel as parents?
I mean, I don't have words to describe how I'm feeling right now. I mean, every day is harder than the last. I mean, we're out, we're looking, we're trying to make sure that everyone stays looking and doesn't let his face
I got you, honey.
fall to the bottom of a feed or get covered by some other nonsense. I mean, we just want our boy home.
When you walked in Monday morning and didn't see Sebastian in his room, what was your gut reaction?
My very first reaction was, oh, he got up and got breakfast. But when I realized he actually wasn't in the house, never experienced sheer panic in the way that I did. And basically for every minute since that, not knowing where your child is a pain that I've never known pain like this before.
And walk me through the events that happened, you know, from Sunday leading up to Monday when you didn't see him that morning.
Sunday, we were out and about. We had a really good day. We were out doing our thing, running around. You know, we had dinner that evening, and when we came home, we had a pretty good evening together as well. He was playing right up until bedtime, and then some. I let him stay up a little late. And when I told him to go to bed, you know, he's like, "I love you, Mom. I love you, puppies." And he went to bed. And I went to bed around midnight. Everything seemed fine. And when I went to wake him up for school, that's when I couldn't find him. He wasn't in his room, and he wasn't in the house. And that's when I panicked.
And when you panicked, what did you do?
First thing I did was call my husband, and I said, "He's not here." My husband said, "What do you mean he's not here?" I said, "He's not in the house." And he said, you know, immediately just started, you know, "Did you check here? Did you check there? Did you look here?" And I ran through the house, and at that point I was hysterical, for lack of a word. And we three-wayed the police. And
see their dogs bark at everything.
Within minutes they were here. I couldn't tell you exactly how long. I know it was fast. And we haven't found him.
When I got the phone call that he was missing, like she said, we asked questions like, "Where's he at? Check this, check that." And then we called the sheriff's department. I called the sheriff's department. I stayed on the phone pretty much most of the time. And then while I was at work, I asked for a relief, got a relief, got in my truck from Memphis, and made my way to Nashville.
And that was, I guess, Monday?
The morning that he was missing, yes.
Okay.
I agree. How does she know the dog barking was not Sebastian walking in the house? You know, I would jump up, I'd turn around, I'd be looking everywhere, but all you got was shh, 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 hush. Right? So weird, isn't it?
And so what was your reaction when you got that call from your wife that Sebastian was missing?
Initially, I was like, "Oh, he's goofing around again. Here we go. He's like hiding." And then when we talked about the places to check and he's not there, I was like, "Okay, stop." Instantly. Call the police.
But he's not a runner, and he don't run off. And but I thought, oh, here we go again. He could be hiding. You know, is everybody out there lost their mind, or are we all on the same planet, or are we in Twilight Zone? Is nobody paying attention to what these two people are saying? I'm just asking.
Chris, Chris, last name's Proudfoot, Proudfoot.
So, I mean, first, just as parents, tell me what the last now over a week has been like for you two.
horrible beyond words. This was an experience that I would have never dreamed would come. Honestly, I can't put words to how hard this has been and how much it hurts not knowing where my son is.
We'll go over it again. We'll go over it one more time.
Where he's at, if he's okay. Just horrible is the best thing I can say.
What about for you?
It's rough. I mean, we are on day 11, no answers. And the horrible things that people say just keep rolling in, regardless of taking time to consider the facts and, assumptions is what they're going off of. But, I don't know, for us we sit here and we wait. We wait and we wait, and hopefully we'll get an answer, or hopefully he walks through our door, which would be amazing.
I was going to say, how badly do you both want Sebastian?
Except for you wasn't worried about if he just walked in that back door that you said he also knew how to get into, that door and the front door, right? When the dogs barked. So hopefully he'll walk through the door. How did you know he wasn't next door and heard on TV and said, you won't be in trouble, just come home? And he just magically appeared through the back door for the world to see while you were on camera. You didn't even flinch.
To just walk through that front door to get that call.
I'd give anything. In a heartbeat, I would give anything.
It's not measurable. Let's put it that way. There's no measurable. Anybody says all it is. You've never sat in these shoes. You've never been in this situation. And I don't ever wish for people to be in this situation.
And what's Sebastian like? What's his personality like? What does he love to do?
He, for the most part, is happy. He likes to laugh and joke and tell you all about everything and then some. He loves games. He loves video games. He loves to play with his Legos. Even building things with me. We build little projects here and there, but he's always a character.
Are there any weird tendencies that he has that might be able to help people find him in this search?
I don't know how helpful to finding him, but he fidgets constantly. He loves shiny pennies, paper clips. He's always whenever we go to the grocery store, he always looks on the ground and looks under the register counter, and he's always looking for shiny pennies everywhere. Paper clips. He loves to bend them out of shape and play with them, fidget with them. He loves playgrounds. We've said it before, he likes fishing and things like that, but...
Cats. Boy loves cats.
He does. He loves cats. It's his favorite animal. I don't know. He's a good kid.
There are no leads, nothing caught on video. Your son has been missing for 11 days now. How does that make you feel as parents?
I don't have words to describe how I'm feeling right now. Every day is harder than the last. We're out, we're looking, we're We're trying to make sure that everyone stays looking and doesn't let his face fall to the bottom of a feed or get covered by some other nonsense. I mean, we just want our boy home.
When you walked in Monday morning and didn't see Sebastian in his room, what was your gut reaction?
My very first reaction was, oh, he got up and got breakfast. But when I realized he actually wasn't in the house, I've never experienced sheer panic in the way that I did. And basically for every minute since that, not knowing where your child is a pain that I've never known pain like this before.
And walk me through the events that happened, you know, from Sunday leading up to Monday when you didn't see him that morning.
Sunday, we were out and about. We had a really good day. We were out doing our...
Chris, Chris, last name's Proudfoot.
Sorry about that, y'all. I didn't mean to do that. But yeah. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. But yeah, everything to me is just a lie. Over and over again. Hold on a minute. Hold on. All right, sorry. They were coming in. It's getting loud. All right, sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, everything to me, let me take this down. See, everything to me is a lie. Seems like a lie, right? And I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's just observations. It's, again, thoughts and opinions. But you can see it for yourself. You can see everything for yourself. You can hear everything for yourself. Everything comes out of their own mouth. We saw it. We heard it. Even though that they were few and far between. Again, Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father, has reminded the public day in and day out. He's been vocal. He's passed his polygraph test. They've come on there and vouched for him for that, right? When Nancy Grace is the FBI, the head of the FBI, right? They've come on there on national TV and vouched for that. But Katie just, when she does these interviews, she don't show her face. She don't talk to Sebastian. She looks down, or again, she looks up and she changes her story. She's not beating the police's door down. And to me, that says a lot. And in this last interview, again, the good point was made. When the dogs barked, nobody got up and looked. There was two of them sitting there. Why in the hell didn't Chris get up and look? Was it because they knew for a fact it was not Sebastian coming through that door? I would be on edge. Any little thing, I would be worried about, was that my son? Was that Sebastian? Any little call, any little thing, any little noise would wake me up at night if I was able to sleep. Anything. But everybody needs to be transparent. Families of missing children, they deserve transparency. But Katie, if you ever see this, again, and I know you will, your son deserves the truth. Your son deserves your voice, not your silence, not your secrets. You're not his secret keeper. You're his mother. And he don't need you to keep this secret. You hold the key. He needs you to speak for him. He needs you to fight for him. He needs you to be vocal for him. The world is watching, and so is he. He's watching you, Katie. He's watching you, and it does not matter. Hold on. Oh, they're fighting. Oh, he didn't like that. Okay. But he's watching you, Katie. He's watching you. From wherever he's at. He knows. He knows that you're not speaking for him. And I don't know who kept your secrets or who taught you to keep secrets, but you don't keep secrets. You don't keep secrets. Not this kind of secret. You hold the key. And for anyone else out there, anyone in the world, if you know anything about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, no matter how big, no matter how small, call it in. Please call it in. Sebastian deserves to be found. He needs to be found. He should have been found day one. He shouldn't have been missing. He should have been at his father's house going to school as planned. He should have never been missing. This should have never happened. He should be eating Halloween candy coming up, picking out Halloween candy, passing out Halloween candy. He may not even like candy. I don't know. He may not even like Halloween. I don't know. But he's missed so many holidays. He's missed out on so many things. We won't stop asking, and we're not going to stop caring, and we're not going to stop talking about it. If anybody knows anything, please call. Call the FBI. Call Sumner County. Call TBI. You know all the numbers. One 800 TBI find. You know, there's a reward out there. You shouldn't have to do it for the money, but there is a reward out there. Several rewards. We're not going to stop asking. Katie, you're his mother. You carried him. You said you want it to stop. I don't think you literally fought for our country, but you fought for our country. And if you can do that, you can withstand anything. You can come forward with the truth. Have some integrity. You hold the key. You hold the key. Unlock that lock. The truth will set you free. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I will see you on the next one. See you out there in the streets, YouTube streets, that is. Thank you all. I'll see you later. Bye.